What up, guys? I was having some connectivity issues.
Send your message.
Oh, Siri's talking to me. Welcome to Quarantine But Cute. I'm Lala, or Lauren Aparicio. Today we're going to be talking events. For those of you who do not know, I am an event planner, producer, also a chef, also an actor. I do a lot of shit. And this is me trying to look cool with my hood on. Like, I don't know. Does it work? So today, because we are talking about events specifically, we're going to be talking to Rochelle Doreen. She's an incredible event planner. She has her own company. I met her in New York City. She's about to come on in just a second, and we're going to talk about events in the past, present, and what the future is. Just in general too, not just for events, for just gatherings. So she's about to join. Stand by. Hello, Gypsy Kitchen. Hello, March Baxter. Oh my God! Wait, is that That's the dog that you got from Ryan Gosling, right? It's Bo. Bo, is that you? Okay, anyway, crazy. I'll tell you the Ryan Gosling story in a minute, you guys. He's a buddy, kind of. Okay. All right. Rochelle is coming in.
Oh, can you
Hey,
see
girl.
me? Oh my God, how do I look with my new glasses? Do I look
You look
smart?
much smarter. Like you look like a complete idiot before. Now you look super smart.
Amazing. I have to tell you,
Tell me.
I've never done a live. Well, I've done a live, but I've never done like a live chat.
Who are you anyway?
I don't know. I'm like no longer a virgin. So
Well, welcome. So it's funny because some of the shows that I do, I have my aligners in. I'm trying to straighten the bottom of my teeth. Hey,
okay.
Chef Elizabeth. So they're like super crooked, and everyone's like, they're not even that bad. I'm like, dude, I'm an actor. I'm on camera. I'm also a chef. Like, I mean, I'm not saying chefs like have to have perfect teeth or anything, but like, it's something that bothers me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So that's why I am getting them
Getting better.
straightened. So if I start sounding like I have a lisp, it is what it is.
I'm just gonna hang up on you.
I know. So this is me trying to put my hood on to look cool.
All right. I'm trying to look smart, just to deceive everyone.
Exactly. Well, welcome to the show. Welcome to Quarantine But Cute. This is my variety show that's on 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I've been doing it for almost 9 weeks now.
Yes.
I mean, I found a little stride in the middle of all this madness. I mean, I can't chef for people right now.
Yeah.
I can't act on TV, film, theater. I
Yeah.
can't do events.
Yeah.
So it's just like, what else am I supposed to do? So I love that I have this show and I've been able to have you on today, which we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. I've had musicians on and other chefs, and it's like, it's satiating my need to create. Blake Wood, I definitely want you to come on the show. Hey, Blake. Blake's an amazing, amazing photographer. He just
Hi,
put a
Blake.
book out of him and Amy Winehouse. He was good friends with her, and it's all these private photos that he took of her during their friendship. R.I.P. Amy. God.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Blake is an amazing human. And so basically, today we are chatting with you
Yeah.
because you are an event specialist like myself. You have your own company. Let's talk a little bit about you and how you got to where you are now. And then let's delve into what it's going to be like for events, concerts, and specifically, the events that you and I produce,
Mm-hmm.
how we're going to get through this. So let's go ahead and introduce
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. So Rochelle Doreen, my last name is actually Kozer, but I go by Rochelle Doreen, events and exploration. Um, I like to really focus on experiences,
Yeah.
and I mean that's from beginning to end, from our interactions to all the little details that go along with it. And I really love food experiences. I mean just everything.
Good
um,
girl.
so I started. Gosh, I've worked in hospitality my entire life. I started working like in high school, and I came to New York in 2008, 2009. I
Wow.
stumbled upon this amazing private arts club called Norwood. I convinced them that they needed me to be their events director, and I was there for 10 years.
Wow. Chef Elizabeth says she was the best at Norwood. I missed
Oh,
her.
yeah. Hey, chef. How are you?
What up, girl?
Yeah, that's our chef from Norwood.
I may need a job when I get back to New York, Chef.
Yeah.
I'll be your Sue.
Perfect. So I was fortunate enough to be there where I got to really have such a creative outlet and work with some really wild minds.
Yeah.
I was doing stuff from straight up meetings to weddings to hanging in there, lady.
I know. We're all
Yeah,
hanging
yeah.
in there.
From meetings to fashion shows, we did oh god, that was a task in itself, trying to convert that entire club to house everyone for a full fashion show.
That's so
But
cool, though. What a cool space to do something like that in.
right.
Very interactive, very you.
Yep. Yeah. And I even, gosh, for a couple weddings and for a Macy's event, we turned our screening room into a giant ball pit, which was one of my favorite things that we did.
What?
A few
Like the
Yep.
Chuck E. Cheese balls?
Yes, it was so much fun. It was
Dude,
great. I don't know
that's
if
fun.
they're going to happen anymore,
I know.
but it's so sad.
You'd have to sanitize every single ball.
Just spray everyone every time they jump in and out. So I was there for 10 years and I just kind of got an itch to do my own thing. I wanted to be a little bit more mobile versus being in one location all the time. The last year I've really worked on doing destination events. I actually even was talking to you about this, was coordinating a little retreat. Obviously
Yes.
that got postponed.
Yes, our other side passions are yoga, Pilates, and health and wellness. So I was on a retreat, I think, when we were messaging about all this.
Yeah. So it's still happening. This is going to be in 2021.
That's okay.
But
it's good to start small. We're going to have to start small anyway. We're going to have to start thinking big, but really growing small. Yep. I think that is the future. People always try to paint a massive picture that they don't know how to navigate, and they try to do too big too soon.
Yep.
And I think, that's great to dream big, but this is going to force us to really build customers, clients, followers, readers, whatever your profession is. We're going to have to baby step it to get back to where we were, but better, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just going to take it up a level. Now, tell me, we've talked about it before, but just so the audience can hear as well.
Yeah.
More about the events that you were doing specifically, because I know you have a huge background, and just kind of where you were and then where we're going.
Yeah. So for me, I really got into event producing. Oh, I have water right now because I am so tired of taking these. Every time I take these in and out, I'm like, Mom, I'm taking my teeth out. And she's like, oh my God, you sound like you're 90. And I'm like, well, I feel like I'm in a retirement home right now. Anyway, what up, Lester?
Hey.
So my brief background is I started in concerts. I started in venues when I was 15. Eventually that led to being a podcast DJ, that led to touring with bands like Linkin Park and Chris Cornell. So these large scale tour production events, was I in charge of it? No, but I was a part of it. And I did a lot of brand marketing with companies like Verizon, and we had our own wrapped Linkin Park tour bus. So I came from the marketing side where there was a lot of money when I was really young. I was making tons of money. And I was spending it all like an idiot. Now looking back, I'm like, oh my God, I can't.
I could have owned 2 houses if I would have saved it.
If I had saved the money, I would be close to a millionaire. We were getting paid $400 something a day plus per diem, plus food, plus travel on tour with Linkin Park. It was insane. Anyway, I'm digressing. So back to I'm sort of building how I became a part of the event world. So after tour production, I started working specifically in film production. And in between film production jobs, whether I was living in Atlanta, which I grew up in Atlanta, I'm in north of Atlanta right now. I live in Brooklyn. That's a long story. Hi, Donna. I basically would start doing these sort of random events because I worked for a company in LA called Zed Inc. And I realized when I started working with them, oh my God, I love this. And I think our first thing I ever did as a large event coordinator was for I think it was the Microsoft 8 phone launch.
Right.
It was 2012. And we did that at the Bill Graham Auditorium in San Francisco. And I just got this I had already known production on set and tour production. And then there's this whole new energy of event production. And I
Yeah.
was like, wow, I got this. Like, I got it so quickly
Hmm.
in my 20s because I had already for 10 years from the time I was 15 to 25 been working tour events before
Yeah.
I ever did film. So I started working for Zed Inc. Then I met this company in San Francisco, Trademark Events, and we would do conferences. And that was a whole new
Different.
scale for me because,
Hmm.
it's these 9 to 5ers, it's corporate. I'm like with ripped jeans and black hoodies from the tour world. I
Gosh.
didn't I didn't know right at the beginning if I fit in.
Yeah. Did they
But
make
the
you ever wear like uniforms or anything?
Um,
Every now.
I if they did, I always like fucked it up. Like I always like undid my shirt and I was like, I refuse to take out my nose ring. Like I
Yeah.
used my personality to get through all that strictness.
Yeah, and I think that's so important in anything we're doing in life, right? I don't want to
Yeah.
be hired by anyone that can't embrace who I am, you know?
Yeah,
And
but it wasn't like that 10
yeah,
years ago.
yeah, yeah,
Like you had to kind of curtail to that. So that's why corporate events weren't always, the thing that I went towards. I want to do fun. I live my whole life by I want to do the fun job.
yeah,
And then after a while you hit a wall and you're like, okay, you got to do more than the fun job to make the money, right?
hmm,
So that's where event producing in New York came. So I was still doing some production assistant work, but I was so experienced. I had been in a union, in the IATSE union. This is before I joined SAG. Working on huge scale movies, doing craft service. This is all building to tell you where we're at now. It's a lot, I know. But my point is I worked really, really hard for a long time, but
yeah,
I wasn't really specifically going after my own dream,
mhm,
which is acting.
yeah,
And for many years, it was just hiding dormant in my body till I had a mentor, Al Pacino, who released it, and working for him as his assistant. Um, so that said, events were something that I had in my tool belt
yeah,
in between doing films, whether I was acting or working for an actor or cooking for an actor
mhm,
or celebrity. So I
mhm,
had all these different things, right? And
yeah,
then I started working for my friend Wendy and Ken. They have a company called Quince. Um, and they gave me my first senior event producing job this past fall for
amazing.
a huge conference. Thank you. A huge conference for a company called Predictive Index, and it's
Okay,
called the Optima Conference. It's the first time we've ever done it. They compared it to that really large conference in San Francisco, but this is like what we did was like one of the biggest HR conferences that has ever existed. We had
yeah,
Mel Robbins. We had the guy who wrote Moneyball. I
hmm,
can't think of his name right now. We hired this huge band, which of course I can't think of their name right now.
I
And
was
I
gonna
was,
ask, did you have like an entertainment aspect and
oh
also,
yeah.
yeah,
So my job was to produce, I ran all the PAs. I
hmm,
scheduled all of them for this huge conference that
yeah,
was 3 days in Boston this past fall. And then my job, Walk the Moon, the band was Walk the Moon.
all right, I'll look them up.
So we hired Walk the Moon, and then I was their liaison, I was their assistant, I was their food
Amazing.
girl, and then I planned the entire event circus theme, and I had this incredible circus company from Boston
Hmm.
do aerials and silks before
I
the
could have done it.
show, which is
I could have
also
done it
your
for you.
thing. And it ignited me in between being a celebrity assistant
Yeah.
and teaching in-home cooking lessons and being an actor. And so events for me in the level that I'm at right now was
Hmm.
such a cushy place. I was getting paid so well. I had all this production
Yeah.
experience for the last 15 years that I built. I'm 36 years old. I don't hide my age. I know people think I'm much younger, but I'm not. Um, Thank you, Mom. No wrinkles. And I'm also half Hispanic. So thanks, Dad. My family's from Madrid. But so anyway, I'm saying all that to say I finally found this niche in event production
Yeah.
and I was doing amazing. And then COVID happened.
Yep. Yeah. And here we are. I mean, right before all this happened, I think I don't know if I messaged you when I was in New York, but so just so everyone knows, I'm currently located in California. I bounce back and forth and all over the
Same.
world. But I had just come out to New York to talk with the new hotel, and I'm not going to say everyone's names only because
That's
sort
okay.
of, but to
I've
talk
name
to
dropped like 6 times, but no worries.
to talk
I
to a
don't
few
care.
different hotels that I had just signed contracts with, and then like flew out to meet with them, had drinks, and the next day everyone's like, you need to go home. So, and then obviously that's on pause. And so now it's
Right.
kind of, you know, where do we go now? And as soon as all this happened, I in my head was like, this is going to be like 2 weeks. We're going to be fine. So I went home, fully cleaned my house, got all organized because I was going to get focused and get everything done and get.
I remember that. We were talking about that.
I fully got organized. And then I start calling everyone and I realize people started losing their jobs. Things were getting reworked. Budgets were getting cut. We didn't know.
I was on hold with the job for Sparks. I was supposed to be in Seattle March 27th doing events for them.
Yeah.
For the CEO. It was like a going away party. And I was so excited because those are my kind of like, if I'm going to do corporate stuff, Rochelle,
Yeah.
I want it to be the fun shit. You know, I want to plan the concerts and the parties and the really cool themes and the food and like, because I have that experience from every single industry. I've worked in film, TV, theater, tour production. I mean, I'm an actor. It's like,
but I think I think you're passionate about like the entertainment aspect and the experience aspect of it as well. Like not just you wanting to have fun, but you're wanting everyone to have fun.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's what made the conference so fun. In Boston, the Optima conference is like, am I a corporate person? Hell no.
No.
But like, they loved me because I wanted to make sure that every single detail was 100%. And it was my first huge event as an event producer. And it was a massive success. And we were already in the works. I don't work with them full time and part time, but they, I should say, were already in the works to do this huge event for, you know, this year. And it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, 2 weeks into all of this, I slowly started getting text messages. Okay, this is canceled. This is canceled. This is canceled. And then it's kind of, you know, where we're at now. What are we going to do? And some events I had to postpone till next year, but some I've been able to like shift online. You are clever enough to be like, hey, look, I have all these skill sets. I'm going to create this. You are actually producing events by creating this content. And you know, you are still doing what you're good at, and you know it's amazing what you've done.
Thank you.
And it's very entertaining.
I'm not drunk yet on this show so far, so I hope I'm not boring everybody watching at home. But tune in on Friday. We may have your friend on, right?
Yeah. I messaged him. We'll see if he connects. I asked him to check in with us, but
I love it.
But in general, you took everything online. You thought outside of the box. You've been incredibly creative with like partnering and creating some fun, interesting content for people that actually is going to act as a portfolio for you, but keeps you connected, right? And keeps
I appreciate you looking at it that way because I've been kind of looking at it that way, but it's like I'm not making money off of it. But like everything that ever happened to me that was good was because I did shit for free for a minute.
Yeah.
And then people saw me. Now, do I do stuff for free? Yeah, I'm doing this for free, but I'm enjoying it. Yeah. I'm getting something out of it. And I think that's what we all have to figure out. Like, we can become so strong in quarantine. We can reevaluate. We can quit shit that we thought like wasn't serving us anyway because there's no rules anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can walk away from your career. You have a literal out. You can walk away from the home that you were about to purchase or the relationship you didn't want to be in. And then as far as events go, like we are now completely restructuring how we think about events. I mean, yes, Zoom is great, but what else is there? So that's kind of why I wanted you on today. This is what we were doing, those things. Mm-hmm. Now we're online.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what's happening now, what you're doing with you and the things you've seen and then we'll talk about the future. And if anyone has any questions, please chime in or comments. There's a little question mark down near the comment section. Let us know where you're watching from. We're so happy to have you. This is Quarantine But Cute. I'm Lala. We're on with Rochelle Doreen, an amazing event planner and new friend of mine. We met at the Norwood and we're just continuing this conversation of how to stay creative. And honestly, before you even go into it, I mean, it's the power of manifestation. Even just speaking to each other opens up doors everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does.
You're putting it out there.
Yeah. Well, no, just even like you and I talking before we got on the call today, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I have this person, and that, like, and it's
Yeah,
just,
it's natural. It's not like I need this from you. Like
yeah.
it's a different way right now because I think people are more open. Like people
Mhm.
that I never spoke to before are now becoming like some of my closest friends. And
Yeah.
it's really cool to see how that dynamic is changing with access. I mean, my God, Jennifer Garner reposted my video the other day.
I love her ever since Alias. I'm sorry. I just had to throw that out there. Alias, best show ever.
I need to watch it. Sorry, Jennifer Garner. But I'm just saying, like, I want to do a pretend cooking show with her because I've been, I had my own cooking show.
Yeah.
But back to being creative in events,
Yep.
what are you seeing right now in the world
Mhm.
other than, obviously conference calls and shit like that? Yeah, Zoom. Give me
Yeah.
more.
Well, I will say in general, it is from my experience, and I'm not going to speak to everyone's experience, but my experience, it is a little difficult right now to make money in general
Yeah.
because there's
Well,
so much
thank you,
uncertainty.
unemployment. Finally got it.
Oh, me too, but it's messed up, so that's really exciting.
Well, at least they know you exist.
Yes, yes.
Email your wait, sorry to cut you off one more time. This is so
Yep.
important. Email your local assemblyman or assemblywoman. How you do that is you literally Google how to contact my local assemblyman and then your state. Because I contacted my local assemblyman, I got a call from the Department of Labor within 72 hours and they
Okay.
fixed my claim.
I'm in. I mean, I've written a letter to both governors,
No,
California.
governors aren't going to look at it. Go to
Okay.
your local assembly person. They deal with labor specifically.
Okay.
And if anyone has any issues with unemployment, you can DM me and I'll give you some contacts. But go ahead.
Thank you. No, so I mean, just for me, I think because there's so much uncertainty, no one necessarily wants to throw money at things, and
Yeah.
because everybody's at home creating content, like this, and it's free content. So it is really hard to.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, it is overwhelming, and it's hard because I'm like, I want to tune in, like, and I don't know how to watch all of this stuff.
We have to incentivize what we're doing.
Yeah.
For people. Period.
Yeah. So I started working with, Next Gen Chef, and I'm helping them take some stuff online, among other things I've been doing as well. But, just really trying to tap into multiple people, like tap into multiple people. We're doing, sorry, someone's,
I know, I should put do not disturb on mine too.
I know. I'm like, oh, I can't see. Trying to tap into different people that I've worked with in the past, having mixologists, brands, musicians, all of these things come together and in a very like casual way without overly trying to sell something.
Yeah.
Trying to be a little bit more loose. That's kind of my approach with that.
That's smart. No one wants to be hustled right now.
Yeah. And I have a lot of, I have a network of wedding planners and other event planners that I talk to, and we kind of brainstorm, and we actually.
I love that.
Yeah, we just created a little group to give each other feedback, help each other with contracts, help each other with creative ideas.
Is that on Zoom?
Well, with them, we just email, and sometimes we Zoom once a week.
Well, we should Zoom together.
Yeah.
And anyone watching out there should be Zooming with their contacts.
Yep.
Even if you don't know what the hell you're going to say, even if you have literally no idea to bring to the table, I think that you should get your people together and get on a Zoom call and have a fucking drink and just say, this is where I'm at, because that's what you and I did. Mm-hmm. And we've come up with so many ideas and we barely know each other.
Yeah. We met at my launch party in New York.
I don't even know how I got an invite from you. I'm not even a member at Norwood. It was just supposed to happen.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, Georgie Richardson was there taking photos with us, and she's now one of my good friends.
Oh, I love her. And actually, Nancy just tuned in. Hey, Nancy from Shimmer Events. This is, so Nancy here has been such an asset to me in terms of bouncing ideas off of each other and creating a community of, women that are just trying to figure out how to navigate this. And also when you're an entrepreneur and you're working by yourself, trying to, it gets lonely.
Yeah,
you need people to be like, hey, is this going to work? But, we've, in terms, going back to what I've seen, we have the drive by events that are going on now.
What is that about? Hold on. I don't know anything about this drive-by events. I've seen people post videos of people like eating in their driveway, and then the next driveway they're eating, super cute. But when we're talking about events,
Yeah.
what? This is the first I've heard because I've been so busy with this show.
Right. So actually, because I am also an aerialist, and I have a lot of people in that. Yeah, you know, just a little side.
That's badass. I bet your abs are ripped.
Yeah, a little. I'm really sore today. So I get invites to all these things, and I got invited to an aerial act drive-by in Long Beach tomorrow, which I'm gonna, or not tomorrow, sorry, Sunday, that I'm gonna go to. Which
are you gonna wear a mask and gloves and stick your head out of your car?
I'm just gonna drive by. I'm not gonna get out. I don't need a mask.
That's so creepy. It's like, look at that girl on the thing. Yeah, bye. Oh no, wait. Let me back up. Oh, yeah. Hey again.
See, but you know what? The thing is I'm actually desperate to get out of my home.
No, so I know.
Drive by to me, like, you know, I know Zoom is an asset.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking Zoom. I love it, but I'm so over.
Yeah, I mean, we need touch. We're human beings. We need contact. But okay, so let's dive in a little bit more to these drive-by events. Talk to me about your opinion. Explain a little bit more of what you've seen and what you're about to go see, and then where we can go with that.
Yeah. I mean, basically you send out it's pretty simple. You send out your invite and people drive by. You send out the address, and they come by in, you know, they stop in front. They get to see a little act. So I think each person, depending on who's organizing it, but each person's getting like 5 minutes in front of this act. And then they go on and they're done. And
you know what this is reminding me of?
What?
This is reminding me of Sleep No More.
It is, but this is the thing. This is very experiential. And, you know, I think we live in a world where we want to be able to tell a story and remember that time. And, you know, look at how Instagrammable it is. And it's all about the gram.
Well, it's vignettes. So, I think we're going to have to start creating live vignettes.
Vignettes. Yes, exactly. So
this is kind of my dream in a weird way.
Well, also, come on, like, you know, sometimes do you want to be at a graduation party for more than 10 minutes anyway? Just kidding.
Dude, that's so true. It's like Halloween. You just go to someone's new house, a new backyard, and keep your distance. It's kind of like voyeuristic.
It's kind of like we are doing a little Halloween drive-by, get your candy, keep it going, right?
It's like Macy's Parade equals creepy voyeur equals like, I don't know. We need to all just strap GoPros to our damn heads.
Oh, look at Chef Elizabeth said, I've been in my home since trips to the backyard.
Damn, girl. I mean, I left Puerto Rico March 12th. I was on a trip. I've been gone from New York since the 5th. By the way, if anyone needs a room in New York or a place, my place is rent stabilized, fully furnished. We'll talk about it later. DM me. Yeah. If you know anybody, Elizabeth, my house is incredible. Because I don't know when I'm going back, and I need to pay the rent.
I know. It's crazy.
But,
you know.
Go ahead. Yeah. Sorry.
No. But yeah, no. So I'm seeing a lot of that, a lot of these side circus things. You know, this is really hard for gig workers.
I'm a gig worker.
Artist. Yeah. Well, I mean, but you know, like, gosh, I'm also seeing like a lot of use of live through hotels and different venues where, you know, a lot of these artists just want to perform, keep the content going, and they're doing live DJ sets. Obviously, D-Nice, we're tuning into on the weekends.
I've had tons of artists on my show from all over the world.
Yeah.
From Nashville to London, everywhere.
Yeah. And I think we're all just like really hungry to create and be, you know, so a lot of this is free. But this is the content that I'm seeing right now. There's a lot of,
let's break it down, because there's going to be a ton of event planners. And I know one specifically who I won't name that has said to me, fuck online events, fuck Zoom. She won't do it. She refuses, but she knows she's not going to have a job. But right now she's getting paid more money with unemployment.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know as event workers, and I work at Madison Square Garden all the time doing VIP stuff. I have so many gigs and side hustles. Like my accountant hates me.
Yeah.
Um, shout out to Tax Chicks in Burbank, California. Go see Julie.
Oh my
She
gosh.
will get you money back. But yeah, so, you know, there's certain event planners,
that aren't
not that they're old school and they're not thinking forward, but this is a very hard concept to grasp and to coordinate. It's a whole new way of coordinating events. So if you were to do an event right now, tomorrow, break it down for me. How do we do this in this
what
new
kind
age?
of event are we? Well, let's say if this is more of a social event where, you know, we can bring on a chef, we can have a company ship packages of food to everyone where they can all cook together. I think those are like pretty simple things and resources I have access to. Book a band member, get a sketch artist, like I was telling you. Those are all pretty quick. Well, not tomorrow. We need a week with the.
All right,
the
so but I'm just, you know what I meant.
Yeah.
Come on.
Those are the things. I mean, that would be something more virtual. If I was doing something more local, I think doing some kind of drive-by situation. It is a little different for me right now because most of Orange County is starting to open up. So situations are changing. LA County still closed. I would kind of, I mean, I am torn on this virtual thing. I see both sides. I don't think that I don't think this is the new norm. We're always going to want to be in contact with each other. I'm going to want to sit up at a bar and get all nice and close with someone. I'm not going to.
We don't know when we can do that.
I know, but I'm saying in the long run, it's going to, we are going to, I think we will go back.
Oh, I think we will get vaccines like influenza, all those things that happened in 1918, you know, but we don't know when.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have to think creatively. And I think even when we do switch over, we are still going to have the virtual aspect to it. You know, some people aren't going to be able to join. Capacity is going to be limited. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead in terms of
the future. It's okay. We can talk about the future of events. That's fine. That's what we're here to do.
Yeah, but the capacities are going to be limited. So, you know, people are either still going to be scared or have health issues, or
there's going to be a lot of PTSD from this. I have it from almost dying when I was 15 of meningitis. So I have pretty much completely quarantined myself. I only started seeing friends recently and from a very far distance. And I wash my hands every 5 seconds. I don't cough. I don't sneeze. I don't do shit. I don't fart. I don't do nothing.
Can you get it through farting?
Can you imagine? They're like, we found the reason.
Lauren's farting.
I'm so unprofessional. How do people hire me? It's crazy that I've worked for some of the people I've worked for in my life. Go look at my IMDb.
I love it.
Anyway.
I love it.
But wait, Elizabeth just said the only thing that has kept me sane is doing cooking on IG Zoom with my best friend on Wednesdays through his company, Gray Wellness. Well, Chef Elizabeth, call me, girl, because I teach cooking lessons with my company, Devour NYC, and I am trying to set up Zoom classes right now. And it's been difficult. You know, even if you have a following, that's another thing I want to talk about. I have a following on my acting account and my chef account. Even just promoting that, sure, people are going to like it. But even at the cheap, I have a cheap rate right now for teaching lessons.
It's
no one's really biting, man, because there's so much free content.
Yes, and that's the thing, right? There's so much free content,
which is great.
Yeah,
but hard to grow a business right now.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's hard to compete and get people's attention. You know, like you know, I'm doing my Monday Mix It Up Mondays, and the thing is it's easier if you do it on Instagram Live in general, like just because people will see it pop up, where Zoom it's an extra step. You got to get your ticket on Eventbrite. You have to click on the link. You have to log in. You have to do the thing. It's too much.
Unless you're like John Mayer or something. I don't know why he just came in my head.
Why are you talking about John Mayer?
I don't know, because I think I had a sex dream about him the other night. Leave me alone. I think I had a sex dream about him. And also, I kind of inadvertently met him. I was on tour with Bush, and we were at the rehearsal space in California, and they're like, John Mayer's in his lockup. and like where he has all of his, instruments and stuff. And he walked by, and I was the assistant tour manager, and the tour manager was like, "That was John Mayer," and I was like, "Fuck, I didn't see him." So I creepily walked by his like area where all of his instruments were, and I was like, and he like half saw me, and I was like, God, I'm such a stalker. Like this is anyway. My point is, people like John Mayer or Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
God, I'm so from the '90s. The references are horrible.
John Mayer. Are we going to talk about Jack Johnson next? Like,
I met him too. Anyway, I was a radio DJ. I interviewed a lot of bands. Anyway, they're going to do some free content, but then there's some new platform. I can't remember the name of it, but they can buy tickets to a private, Zoom performance. Well, like a concert. And I think that's the future for concerts right now.
Well, I mean, while we're talking about concerts, I don't know if you saw, was it Denmark that did the drive-in concert, which I think is awesome. I mean, obviously I don't know, part of me is getting a little older, so I kind of like my space.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like crowds, and I live in New York. What is wrong with me?
So I think it's beyond clever. We're going back in time. We're going to bring back like the drive-in theater.
Yeah, the drive-in theater are completely rebooted here in Atlanta.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And with concerts, I think that's fabulous. I think that's such a creative way to move forward and to get us back to where we are now. Do I think we're going to be like a Coachella situation where we have, I don't even know, hundreds of thousands of people?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Are we going to ever get back there? I don't know if that's happening anytime soon.
I think it's going to be a couple years. I really do.
Yep. I think it's going to be 2 years at least before.
So in the meantime, for us to stay afloat as event planners and just entertainment professionals out there, chefs, etc. Obviously, Chef Elizabeth, she's been taking advantage of Zoom, cooking lessons. I am trying to. No one has reached out to me yet, probably because I've been giving so much free content. I have so many chefs and people on my show, and Cody Goldstein from Muddling Memories doing cocktails with me. Yeah. I'm going to be doing a cocktail with you coming up.
Yeah, on the 25th.
Very excited.
Tune in. But it's going to be on Zoom.
The 25th?
Yeah, the 25th. It's a Monday.
God, I can't believe it's almost May 25th.
Right? Monday, May 25th at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that would be 7 p.m. Eastern. So, yeah.
And they have to buy tickets for that?
No, they can donate, and that goes to nice. A portion goes to the artists that perform, or there are limited free tickets available. So,
can you type that in the comments real quick where they can go to get that ticket?
Yeah.
And then while Rochelle is doing that, if you guys are just joining, I am Lala. I am an actor, chef, event producer, everything girl. Thank you for joining me. This is my show, Quarantine But Cute. It's a variety show 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, usually around 5 p.m. with live performances, event planners, mental health specialists. I even had my own therapist from the Actors Fund on during Mental Health Week. We've had life coaches. If you or someone you know would be a great person to be on, please DM me. I want to showcase everybody's talents, all the things that they're doing during Zoom. Please hit me up. Shimmer NYC, hit me up. Chef Elizabeth, DM me. Let's talk about Zoom chats and doing some cooking lessons, making some money. I mean, we just got to figure it out.
Chef Elizabeth is amazing. So we should all get on. I miss her terribly. We work together.
I've eaten at the Norwood. It's delicious.
So in terms of like where we're going now, and I mean, I think everyone's probably seen it because it was on Bob's. Do you follow Bob's with a Z? You have to. He posts some pretty great stuff. But
Thanks News, I follow him.
They're doing these in Amsterdam, greenhouse dining. And
okay, talk to me about that.
So it's funny enough, weeks ago, I did a talk with Next Gen Chef, and we were talking to one of the gentlemen from Sugarfish and what the future looks like in terms of design. And they were really focused on the design of like how the food was going to be presented. But I was like, well, what is a restaurant going to look like? what is that? And this is an opportunity, and one that I actually really love. Obviously, I want to friends and break bread and drink wine and eat family style, but I do love an amazing experience. So having like these, I don't know, pods or something, I was like, this is an opportunity to, without necessarily having to lose money, it's an opportunity to elevate that experience.
I love that you just said pods, because um, the standard has been doing these igloo like pods in the winter.
Yeah.
And I was on a date with this guy last year, and he wouldn't kiss me because I had like a sinus infection. So imagine now he's probably like dying, freaking out about COVID. But he's really cute, and he lives in Manhattan Beach. I can't remember his name right now.
I love Manhattan Beach.
So do I. I used to live in LA as well. I lived in Huntington Beach and then all over LA. But anyway, we happened to buy this incredible pop-up.
Yeah.
And you had to have reservations. You couldn't just pop in. So I think reservations are going to be everywhere now.
Even the beach in Spain, they just said that on CNN that you're probably going to have a reservation to go to the beach in Spain, which, yeah.
I know that sounds crazy, but in a way, I'm kind of into it.
I am too, because
Is that weird?
No.
Are you guys into that? Heart us if you're into reservations for the beach, because I don't like crowded beaches. I'm like, get away from me. I want this to feel like my oasis. I used to go to this super secret beach in Malibu, and now everyone knows about it.
Can we say what's up to Shalise? She's an amazing photographer from New York City.
Hi, Shalise.
Hey.
Take my photo. I'm ready. Let's do the Demi Lovato thing where she like had her photos taken on like literally virtually, and they came out incredible. Like, who's that photographer? I forgot his name. What up, girl? We're talking about events and the future of the planet.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And Rochelle has all the answers, you guys.
Right here, right from me. But yeah, no, I think I'm really excited about well, God, that sounds terrible. No, I'm not excited.
I'm excited about all the chaos that's happening and what I'm getting from it.
Yeah.
Okay, Trump.
It's been very terrifying in the present, but in terms of like really what I can do now, I am helping people plan some virtual events, do that, but I am more focused on the future and some more creative social distancing, smaller, intimate affairs, which is, to be honest, that's really my specialty. Although I've done like 400,000 person events, I really love creating an experience. And that goes from, I don't really focus necessarily on weddings, but I do weddings. And I have done weddings, and I've done really small, like 50 to 75 person weddings that were just really special and bespoke. And I think that this is where we're headed. We're going to head.
I think we're getting back to the 1940s. I think we're going to go full speakeasy, full reservation, and full pod. I'm going to coin this term now. It's called pod dining. Hashtag pod dining.
Okay, you guys heard it here. Her idea.
I'm putting it here. Hashtag pod dining. And I'm going to make this shit go global. And it's inspired by you, because you obviously said pods first.
But these greenhouse.
Thanks, David. Bye, David.
Bye, David. We love you. So these you have to check it out. It's pretty cool. It's a little greenhouse. People are inside of it. 2-seaters having dinner. And I think it's so clever and amazing. And that's, I'm in for it.
So, okay. I love that idea for so many reasons. But are they checking temperatures? Like, what are they doing? How are they doing that? Because just because you're with your person that you know is safe and you're safe doesn't mean you're not a carrier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Asymptomatic. That's what's so scary about all this. So I know we're not medical professionals to be talking about this, but as an event planner, how would you go about that if you're going to start creating these experiences that also have to be safe, even if they're intimate?
Funny enough, I've already started doing this with some interactions. Is you have a little temperature gun. You aim it at the head, and you have to take people's temperatures, which
you aim it at the head
goes against everything. Like, oh gosh, I was with a little girl the other day, and I because I'm teaching now, the gyms are opening and I'm doing privates with some of my students on my free time. And
The gyms are opening in California?
Orange County. Yeah.
Oh, of course they are. I used to live
Yeah.
there.
So
Trump
I'm
Central.
aiming this little gun at her head, and I'm like, this is so wrong. I'm like pointing and triggering like a child.
Yeah, but
So
maybe like for events, we could have some fabulous dancer just come up and be like, they could be like this. They could be like, welcome to the event, scan.
yeah, you know
just,
what I would rather do? I would rather it be like a airport security type situation where you actually go through and get scanned and make it part of an experience, like you're going through the airport. And well, I mean, obviously it will depend on budget.
No, that's super smart, but now you have to have infrared technology and a bunch of other shit that we can't afford.
But I mean, we might not be able to, but you know, some of the larger companies sure can. So
okay, Elon Musk, let's go. You controversial as right now, buddy.
But yeah, I mean, there's gonna have to be hand sanitizer everywhere. It's gonna. I could even see for like weddings or swag bags or whatever. There's gonna be sanitizer in there.
Yeah.
There's gonna be like maybe thermometers in there, or you know, all those things. But that
this
mask
is so
nuts.
But in a way, do you think that we deserve it a little bit for as much if we've destroyed Mother Earth and the planet? Because I kind of do. I feel like we needed shit to change, and we needed a revolution, in my opinion.
It does bum me out that now, like salons, for instance, they're coming up with all these regulations, at least for their openings here, and they're like, you have to have all this disposable stuff now. So people are buying like plastic.
That does suck.
And we're just so. From what I take from it, I would want to be a little more conscious, but we're being forced to be actually more wasteful, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I don't agree with that either. I mean, and if you are going to be required to have plasticware, it needs to be made out of corn or something that's completely biodegradable. That should be the number one stipulation, is that it's biodegradable.
Yeah. Well, then you and I should start that nonprofit. Get that going as well.
All right. Pod dining with biodegradable.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, even with the events, though, everything's going to be disposable. Everything's, you know, I don't know. Are we going to have? Bad. Yeah, it's going to be pretty wasteful. And I mean, my worry is in New York, the waste, even if it is recyclable, it is still more than the city can
handle. They can handle.
Yeah, I mean,
well, trash guys are going to get a salary boost. Yeah, I can tell you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. What are some interesting ideas you've thought of for future events?
I haven't.
No. Well, I will tell you one with hotels. I thought it would be really cool to do, like, in terms of experiential marketing.
Yeah.
And utilizing those rooms as individual experiences versus having people floating around the whole hotel. You use rooms.
What do you mean?
So it could be like a brand experience where the brands are laid out in the hotel room, and maybe you have a Zoom inside the room, and you're like maybe a focus group, maybe, you know.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You're getting into it, girl. I like it. I guess because it's not my main income and I do other things, I haven't really zeroed in too much. And I mean, that's why I wanted to have you on, so the wheels can start turning, because I don't own an event company. You do. Yeah. You know, I'm a freelancer and I work for others, and then I do my acting and my chefing. That is my thing.
Yeah.
But events it's important, because that's how I made the bulk of my money last year, though.
Yeah, but I mean, even like as a chef, like creating really intimate affairs where you're cooking for 2 people, 4 people, or maybe it's like you're in the middle and there's people all around you, but they have 6 feet between them. I mean,
right.
I think, to me, being able to see you without having to fight for your attention or for space sounds amazing to me. And I would even pay a premium for that.
So if we did like a circle in the round where the chef's in the middle, almost like hibachi,
yeah,
and then people are doing their pods and having pod dining, that could be cool.
Yeah. I mean,
because that's what I'm trying to figure out now, is like teaching cooking lessons online. That's great. But after a while, people are going to go freaking nuts. We've got to figure out how we reconnect. And I think the things that you said about, the pod dining, about hotels and experiences of people being able to go in rooms. I mean, they'd still have to be scanned and checked in and all those
Yeah.
things, because now they're in just because it's a private room, it's still a confined space.
Yes. Yes.
So,
well, yeah.
Why are people going to pay for that? So they're going to pay for it because we're going to incentivize it, right?
Yeah.
They would get a discount. They would get a night stay. They would
Yep.
get a full food package. They
And
would
there
get a wine or something upon delivery.
Yeah.
And then not only would it help out the hotel, it would help out the business who's, instead of doing conferences in one big room, they're doing it
Everybody's in
in
their
the
own.
entire hotel.
Yep. Yeah.
Dude, we
love
need to
it.
get on this real quick.
Love it. Yeah. I mean, I've already talked to a few people about it, so we'll see. Get on board with me. But
I'm on board with you, boo.
I mean, it's
All
just
the
going to
way.
come down. The biggest thing is I think we're going to, long term, we'll be okay. We're going to bounce back. The problem is all the agencies need to get on the same page.
Well, and hence nonprofit advocacy groups. I mean, look at the shit show housing is right now in New York. Like,
Yeah.
just getting that in order. We've got to get these main things in order first. Unemployment, job protection for our essential workers.
Yeah.
And then testing, and not in that order. Testing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Essential worker protection, unemployment, tenant landlord protection, and then environment should be over all of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but
So
at the end of the day, we're all going to be okay. I mean, maybe not all of us, but
well, us privileged people, maybe, because we are of privilege.
yeah. I mean, I mean, in terms of, us, I mean, you and I, we're going to figure this out. We're going to be able to maneuver it. We're going to like adjust and adapt and be creative, and because we're creative people and we're going to think outside of the box. And, it's just going to be, we just have to keep having conversations, keep connecting, and being open-minded to not doing things the old way. Because
this is the time for pioneers. So whoever's watching this, if you were afraid to voice your opinion and your idea, well, you better stop that shit right now, because we need you. We need your opinion. We need your voice. We need your tenaciousness and your aliveness and your breath and your vigor and your passion. We need people to join forces for the revolution.
Yeah.
Because the revolution is a new world.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been a long time coming. And I hate that it's at the detriment of hundreds of thousands of people losing their lives.
Yeah.
But it is a part of life. It is a part of history. It has happened before. We can get through it, but this is the time to pioneer.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what if the next Coachella, everyone has to what if they're in suits? These space, I don't know. Anything's possible.
That's the thing. It's unprecedented. This is the time to make your mark because it's unprecedented.
Yeah.
There's no comparison to what is happening now that happened then that will happen that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So this is the time to experiment.
Yeah.
You're getting this time. I'm looking at it like this. You're getting this time to be forced to stay home.
Yeah.
To exercise your idea freedoms, and figure out what that means. Not necessarily who you are. That's great if you figure out who you are during quarantine and you didn't know who you were before. But even if you thought you knew who you were and you surprised yourself in quarantine, that's a freedom in of itself, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we need to do that with events.
Yeah.
We need to do that with our relationships. We need to walk away from the things that did not serve us before and service us before, and go towards the thing that service us now. And it may not be what you thought it was.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that is we're mourning something that's going away.
Yeah.
To make room for something new.
Yeah.
And that's a scary, scary thing because, I could do my show forever, and I probably will now. I mean, I feel like this is the only thing that is keeping me sane, and it is, and has helped others. They've written to me.
Yeah.
And
I
this
think
is
you're
the
really
way I can
shining
connect.
through this. Really.
Do what?
I think you're really shining through all of this. And
you're so sweet.
Yeah, no, I think this has been amazing in terms of, and it's been inspiring for me, and just in terms of me thinking of different events and what I want to do and how I can incorporate you into it. And
I appreciate that.
I think you're killing it. So I'm super excited for you.
Now I just need brand sponsorships.
I know. And you know what? I think that's going to come soon. I think this is what I was going to say. I have so many amazing, fun ideas that I want to move forward with certain companies that I've already been in partnership with. I don't necessarily want to focus all my effort on online specifically. I want to do a little, think forward. Obviously, online is always going to be a part of that now moving forward. But I think that's not where I want to put all my effort. But until all these agencies give us a green light on this, or it can agree on what the standards are, how far apart we're going to be. That is the biggest thing.
But think bigger. Even before that, Rochelle, we can be the people to make the standard.
Yeah.
And that's a big undertaking. I understand that, and whether I'm imploring someone watching or you or myself, like, I think the ideas that we never thought would fit into this world before, you just got to get rid of that in your mentality.
Yeah.
Because they will fit now.
Yeah.
People are listening because of the Me Too movement, because of, so many hashtag amazing movements that have been happening in the last 5 years. People have a voice that never had it before.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
And so now, because of this, it's not just America, it's the entire world going through it. So we have to advocate for each other, for each other's dreams, for each other's goals, for each other's sanity and wellness. I mean,
and we have
universal health care. Hello.
Yeah. We all have to also realize that we're global now. And so we can't think we're so invincible, if we're just one world really. And thinking that just calling it a China virus is doesn't vibe with me.
But so the Instagram's going to cut off in a few minutes. So just to recap, if you're just joining now, you can watch this for the next 24 hours. I may post it on my main feed. But you can watch this talk with Rochelle Doreen of Rochelle Doreen Events. We met in New York. I'm also an event producer, as well as all the other things that I do. You're an aerialist. You do tons of stuff as well. We are entrepreneurs that are trying to figure out what the future holds for us, not only to make money, but to make the world a better place. So feel free to go back through. If you have any questions or have any ideas or just want to chat, you can DM either of us. I'm sure that's okay with you.
Yeah,
if it's, legitimate, don't be like, hey, you cute girl. Like, we don't need that.
I'll take
we don't got time for that. I mean, it depends on who you are.
It's been a while, so.
It depends on who you are. We need to have a talk about being single in quarantine on the next one.
Okay.
But yeah, so to wrap it up, we are in a very interesting time, as we all know, and everyone keeps saying weird times. Well, it is weird times. We've never experienced this ever. So I think any idea that anyone has out there, it's not wrong. It's not
Fair
right.
game.
It is what it is. Just put it out there.
Yeah.
And if it thinks, fuck it. If it sails, great.
Great.
You just got to try. And this is, I think, one of the only times we may ever get in our society, in our generation, to do that. It's kind of huge. I have less than 2 minutes telling me.
To reinvent ourselves, right? So
yeah, and I've done that my whole life, but this is a different way. This is someone telling me.
You have
because I have to say, I was, people are always like, you need to create your own content. No one's going to knock on your door and make you an A-list actor.
Yeah.
And I was just like, whatever. And then it took a freaking pandemic for me to realize that I need to continue to host, which is where I started in acting and stuff, and bring all the people together, because I'm a manifester and connector.
Yeah.
And then put it out there for people.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Finally. Yeah. I feel like I'm doing the work I'm supposed to be doing. It's wild. So you guys out there, it's okay if you don't find that today or tomorrow, but you have that time. And please take advantage of it, whatever that means. Even if it's just like, oh, I tried yoga for the first time. That's a new experience, and that's what we need.
Yeah. And if anyone has any wild ideas they want to throw my way, let's talk about them. So
I love it. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, thank you.
And so May 25th, Next Gen Chef, you can find the event on Eventbrite, right?
I haven't posted it yet, but it'll be up tomorrow.
Okay, great. So Next Gen Chef, Eventbrite. I will be doing cocktails with you. I guess you're sending me product to do that. We'll come up with a cocktail. It's so funny. I'm taking over Cody's job at Muddling Memories. But I mean, I have done cocktails before. I always pretend that I haven't, but I've done plenty of cocktails. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
You look cute.
Thanks.
Quarantine, but cute.
Quarantine, but cute. All right, babe. Gotta go. Thanks for coming on. Rochelle Doreen Events. And we're out. See you guys Friday.
Peace.